And as always, make sure you support your local comic book shop, your local sports card shop, your local coin shop, your local collectible store. Make sure that you support them. We want to keep local small businesses around as long as possible. So always please make sure to support your local comic book shop and any collectible store if possible. Today is brand new comic book day. Today is March 11th, 2020. We had a lot of key issues that came out today. We had several first appearances. We had the new Thor #4 came out. We had some second printings of some very popular recent comic books that were speculated like crazy across the board. They came out today. I went to two separate spots today. First spot I went to was Circle City Comics, which is located in Indianapolis on the corner of like 86 and Michigan Road. And I went there first and got a decent sized stack of books. And you do see this letter here in the corner of the screen. We'll talk about this a little bit later. But at Circle City Comics, I spent a total of $69.87. The first day of release of new comics, they do give you 15% off the cover price. So everything here was 15% off of the new cover price. So today they came out with Cable #1. This is the first solo series featuring the Kid Cable. So there at Circle City Comics, they actually had two separate different covers for it. This one is the Scotty Young variant cover. Right now, Scotty Young's work is really, really hot within the industry. His covers seem to be selling out every single week pretty quickly. Only had a couple of his variations left. Went ahead, grabbed it. First solo featuring Kid Cable, why not? And pretty cool cover. Next one we picked up there at Circle City Comics, it is kind of like a retro, a re-release of a comic, Detective Comics number 38. So this originally came out, I don't even want to guess the year, 40s, 50s, I don't even know. I'm probably totally off on that. This, when it originally came out, is the origin and the first appearance of Robin, Dick Grayson. So I've actually have never read this comic, the original one. Obviously the price of this thing is, you know, in the tens of thousands of dollars. So I went ahead, picked it up, basically, honestly, just because it's just a reprint, a retro of the origin and first appearance of Robin. So I went ahead, you know what, add it to collection. Never hurts to pick up a nice reprint of a key issue. Never hurts. Then to stay in the whole DC theme of things, next one I picked up was the Young Justice number 14. So this actually had a first full team appearance of Young Justice 2. This is the first full team appearance of Sideways, Aqualad, Arrowette, and Spoiler. They actually had a few different covers there. I think maybe two covers. And this one I thought was just a cooler cover. It actually had the characters and it had their names on the characters. And I went ahead, a full first appearance of the Young Justice 2. I figured that wouldn't be a bad investment book. Went ahead, picked up one copy. Next was a comic that I thought about buying multiples of, but I chose not to. I'll tell you why. This is Stealth #1. Looks just like a new kind of action hero, superhero kind of a comic. It is made by Image and Skybound. Two companies that I'm a huge fan of. They make a lot of really good lines of comics, especially kind of like the independent kind of comics, you know. But this one is based off a superhero who comes from Detroit. And he goes to extreme measures to compensate for his aging and Alzheimer's as a superhero. So the storyline itself kind of intrigued me because I would like to see a spin on that, you know, a superhero aging in years, Alzheimer's, see how he battles. Does he forget that he's a superhero some days or something? It could be an interesting read, and I could see this easily being speculated, being optioned, maybe for some kind of a TV show, cartoon, movie someday. You never know. It all depends on how the character development goes in this series, but the background of it intrigued me. I bought one. I was going to buy a couple, but I chose just to play conservative because the last few weeks I've been buying heavy on #1s, and I've probably been buying too many of them. So this week I went a little bit lighter on the #1s of new comics because I do collect #1s. And then this one actually wasn't really on my radar to pick up. It is the Judge Dredd 100-page giant anthology. I mean, this thing is thick. Cover price only $5.99. with the first day, you got it for 90 cents off that, so I got it for about $5. It's just an anthology of stories by different artists and writers of the Judge Dredd. Every time I see a Judge Dredd, I always think of Sylvester Stallone from the Judge Dredd movie back, the 90s. Whenever he said the famous line, "I am the law." I actually say it, not a lot, but I say it by more than what I should, I am the law, bad impression, but anyway. Next one is one I don't really know much about. It's called Deja Thoris, number 4. This has no first appearances, nothing major happens in the comic book itself, but speculation said that this only had a 10,000 print estimated run. So I bought one of these 100% purely on a lower print run of a comic. So just in case for some reason in the future, this has something to do with something that might be monumental. It's a low print run comic for, the sticker price of $4. That's not a bad investment with a lower print run comic, 10,000. So I picked up one. Next one I picked up was another number 1 from Scout Comics. The cover of this thing is interesting. But I picked this one up basically because of the story of it itself. I thought it was kind of intriguing. It has to do with a DEA agent who is recruited to test experimental mind control drug on subjects by an American government on the verge of collapse. So the background of it, the story of it intrigued me. So I went ahead, picked up one of them because I'm a sucker for the number 1 issue of any new comic run, especially like a new kind of like an independent comic kind of like this, So I picked it up. Interesting background. $4, maybe $5, $4. So not a bad price. Next, we actually got the Kylo Ren number 4, The Rise of Kylo Ren. I think this is actually the last one in this short series. This one has no speculation on it. I just went ahead and collected the entire run of The Rise of Kylo Ren. I've got a couple covers of the first one and the second and the third one. This one I just bought one copy of it this time. But if what I understand is correct, this was just a 4-shot series, The Rise of Kylo Ren. So far, it's been very popular. The return on investment for the first 2 were fantastic, especially the number 1 Kylo Ren. The base cover is going for like $40 or so last time I checked. Some of the variants are going for double that. So that thing shot up in price very quickly. Number 2 also is going for way over the cover price. So I went ahead, just finished the series out, picked up number 4. These next 2 are some of the most hyped comics of 2020. It might be the most hyped of 2020. Batman number 89 and Year of the Villain Hell Arisen number 3. These are both second printings. This one, 89, came out, I think it was 3 weeks ago, and this one went crazy on the secondary market. The same, actually before it even went on sale, they were selling on eBay 30, 35, $40. Day of release, I saw prices topping out at $50. I think the prices now are down to about 35 or 40. It's still selling for a lot of money for a brand new comic. This wasn't a low print run. They probably made 20, 30,000 of them, maybe more than that. And then this one is Year of the Villain, Hell Arisen number 3. Oh, this was the cameo of Punchline and the designer. This one was the first full appearance of Punchline, which Punchline is the Joker's new girlfriend, kind of like the new Harley Quinn. Very popular character so far, a lot of hype around the character. And this one also, prices of this one have softened to about $35 to $40 on the resale market. They were topping $50. But this is the second printings. They had a limit of 1 per customer. Of course, I went ahead, picked up 1 cover of each. It's a second printing and probably the hottest books of 2020 so far. And most comic book shops are going to sell out of these second printings probably today. They're probably going to sell out everywhere. I wouldn't be shocked if they end up doing a third printing if the second printing sells out like that. Next one I actually got 3 covers of the next one. This is Bounty Hunters number 1. With the huge popularity of The Mandalorian on the Disney Plus channel in the past, 4, 5, 6 months, I don't see any reason to pass on a brand new Bounty Hunter Star Wars comic book as a number 1. This is the first appearance of a character named Nakano Lash. So with the first appearance and a Bounty Hunters number 1 with the huge popularity of The Mandalorian, I think honestly, pick this up, no brainer. The Star Wars, the Kylo Ren has shot up in price. The newest Darth Vader #1 has gone up in price. Bounty Hunters, I wouldn't be too shocked to see this one go up in price. Not like high price, but selling over cover price, I think, pretty quickly here. This is cover A. Then this is kind of just like a cover B, a variant cover with Boba Fett on the cover of this one. And they actually had the 1 in 10 photo cover variant that I had to pick up. They had it for $12. The first day is 50% off anything in the store. So it's pretty much cost me a little over $10 for the 1 in 10 variant. And this is actually worth about $10, $15. Was what it's selling for on eBay on the secondary market. So 1 in 10 variant photo cover. I think honestly, if you see this comic, I recommend you pick up at least one cover of it, because it's Bounty Hunters, it's popular, it's Mandalorian, it's a #1. Pick it up. The last ones I picked up at Circle City Comics is the new Thor #4. So far, this has been a fantastic series that is written by Donny Cates. Donny Cates right now, he's a very popular artist. He's done a lot of awesome stuff. I mean, he's gone all the way from Silver Surfer Black, and he's doing a new Thor. He's done Guardians of the Galaxy. And I think is he the one that's doing the Immortal Hulk? I might be wrong on that. But pretty much everything he touches right now is gold. But this one is the Thor #4. It is the first appearance of the Black Summer in the form of an avatar. So it is a new first appearance in a Thor comic. Had to pick it up. Had no choice. I actually got 2 covers there. Got them both. I was hoping to get a variant there, the 1 in 25 variant. They did have it there. They did have it there. They were charging $40 for it. I didn't want to pay that much for it because I think that was a little high on that. So my next place, I was hoping they would have it. Let's find out if I got it or not. Next place I went to was the Comic Carnival. And the stack there I got is not as big as the first place, but I actually spent more money there. I spent $86.67. So since I spent more money, the stack is smaller. That means there I scored some of the variants I was looking for. So at Comic Carnival, when I first walked in, they actually said that there was a person that left me something there. So, beginning of the video, you saw this. A customer left this for me. And it's sealed up, so we're actually going to open this live on camera and see what's left for me. So I have no idea who this was from. I don't know anything about it. They just said it's a person that supported my channel and wanted to leave me something there. So I'm very curious of what this is. It says March 5th, 2020. So that was about a week ago. It says, Dear Clint, love the YouTube page. My wife and I enjoy detoxing from the day and seeing what you bought. It's retail therapy for us without buying anything. Instead of sending you a mystery package open from a fan, we wanted to surprise you at one of your weekly comic shops with a gift certificate to help with the next first appearance purchases. Please accept this as a thank you for providing some great entertainment to us, and also for your military service. Enjoy the books and keep making videos. Thanks again, Dennis and Sara Cook. And they have Instagram. It is at KY Toy Hunter on Instagram. So huge shout out to Dennis and Sara Cook. And yeah, make sure you check them out on Instagram. Make sure to leave a direct link down below to their Instagram page. And they said they left me, wow, that is awesome. So they actually left me cover up my gift certificate number, they left me a $20 gift card for the Comic Carnival. That is very nice of you, Dennis and Sara Cook. I really appreciate it. That is awesome. So I appreciate you watching my channel, and yeah, I'll make sure and I'll put this to good use and get some comics next week. I will use this to buy some of my comics. So thank you so much, Dennis and Sara Cook. Huge shout out. So Comic Carnival, there's actually a couple comics I was looking for at the first place. They didn't have them. So will Comic Carnival come through for them? Hopefully they did. This one, they did. So we got the Venom Island Part 4, number 24. I wanted to get this. The first place I went to did not have it, but Comic Carnival came through for me. They had it on the shelf for me. They had plenty of copies left. And this was the reveal of Dylan's powers in Venom number 24. So it's not a first appearance or really a key issue, but it was a reveal of a power, which down the line, you never know, that could be something monumental. I went ahead, picked up a copy there at Comic Carnival. I was very happy about that. The next comic actually was one of the ones I wanted the most this week. And the first place I went to, they didn't have it. But Comic Carnival, they came through for me again. This is Sweetheart #1. This comic right now has a little bit of hype behind it. In Ellicott City, being stalked by eerie creatures is an everyday occurrence, which is no comfort to one mother who struggles to cope with her son's eventual death after a monster chose her boy. This actually had 2 covers available there. They had cover A, cover B. Cover A, I thought was kind of a decent cover. It had this creature in the background overlooking kind of like a house, I think it was. Cover B had this monster sitting on top of a table with kind of like a severed arm in front of it. Cover B I thought was a lot cooler. And right now this kind of has a little bit of hype behind it. They even had it limit of one per customer too, so you kind of had to choose which one you wanted. First place didn't have any left. If you find it locally, I would pick it up because this might have been a shorter print run comic. Don't know for sure. I'm just speculating on that, but I wouldn't be shocked if that was a shorter print run comic. When I was there at Comic Carnival, obviously I had to pick up more second printings of Batman 89 and Hell Arisen #3. Also there they had a limit of 1 per customer, so everybody can have the opportunity to get at least 1 cover of each. But yeah, I'm speculating like everybody else has that these 2 might be pretty good comics in the future. I do have copies of the first printing. Now I have 2 copies of each of the second printing. And with Punchline being extremely popular extremely quickly, I had to get my 1 copy each at Comic Carnival. Now for some variant covers that I found there. This is one I was hoping to find there, and I found it. I was extremely happy. The Cable #1. You remember the first place I bought the Scotty Young variant cover? This is the one I was hoping to find at Comic Carnival, and I found it. This is the 1 in 50 variant. So it's a much harder to find variant. They only had 1 there. They had it for $20. That is an insanely fair price. That's pretty much the going value right now of this comic. It's in fantastic condition. It is the one I was hoping to find, and I found it there. 1 in 50 variant. So nice pickup right there. Also, I was there, I was hoping to find some of the harder Bounty Hunter variants. At the first place, remember, I bought the 1 in 10 photo cover variant. There's also a 1 in 25 and I think a 1 in 50. But Comic Carnival came through for me. They had the 1 in 25 variant. I was hopefully that they'd have the 1 in 50. I think it's 1 in 50. They didn't have it, or they did have it, is already sold. But I was more than happy. So the new Bounty Hunters, I got, was it 2 of the main covers. Then I got the 1 in 10 variant and the 1 in 25 variant. So if this comic does any kind of movement, I'm kind of good to go with like 4 copies of it now with 2 of the harder to find variants. So very happy with that. They came through it with the 1 in 25 variant for me. In the first place, remember I told you about the Thor series? I was looking for the harder to find 1 in 25 variant. They were asking $40 for it. I said, nah, it's a little bit higher than what I want to spend. Guess what? Comic Carnival came through for me. They had it. The 1 in 25 variant for only $20. Pretty good price. It's actually a little bit less than what the going rate is right now. So I was extremely happy with that. I think they might have had 2 of these available. I think they did have 2 of these. Might have been 1. I don't remember. One of the variants I bought, there was 2 copies. I only bought 1 of the copies. It might have been this one, but the Thor #4, this is the variant I wanted to find the most locally, and I found one at Comic Carnival for $20. Extremely happy about that. Then here's the crazy part. When I was checking out there, I looked up behind the counter, and they had this comic above the counter. You already saw this one. You already saw the second printing in this video. Go ahead and let me pull that back out. You saw the second printing. Then this one, the first printing. They had it behind the counter. They had it priced at $15. I was a little bit shocked because I'm seeing these sell on eBay now for on average about $35 right now, as high as $40. And they had it for $15. They had, I think, 3 of them. And like, my mind was blown. I said, is that really only $15? That's the first print. And they said, yeah. All their damaged comics they sent back to their distributor, and the distributor sent back copies that are pretty minty fresh now. And they said, yeah, we're selling for $15, but you're not just getting this, you're going to get a bundle. If you give us $15, we'll give you the Year of the Villain, Hell Arisen #1, Hell Arisen #2, and the Hell Arisen first full appearance of Punchline #3, all for $15. The cover price on these are $4.99. So they sold pretty much this for cover price 2 weeks after it came out. So I was shocked by that. And the integrity that showed by the comic book shop to sell the replacement copies at cover price, I was floored. I could not believe it. So I happily, bought one because I don't mind to have a second copy of the first full appearance of Punchline, and got it for cover price 2 weeks after it came out. So I'm sure by now, their last 2 copies they had left for sale, I'm sure they're already gone. But I mean, a bundle deal, you buy 1, 2, and 3 for $5 a piece, you get like a $35 comic. So I was honestly just floored with the integrity of Comic Carnival and letting you buy this for cover price after it sold out across the country. The first printing, so huge shout out for that. So there are lots of good comic book shops out there that don't price gouge their customers, and Comic Carnival, they're one of them. So a huge shout out to them. And that's what I got this week for the weekly pickups for March 11th, 2020. So altogether, I spent a total of about $158. So it actually it was a little bit of a lighter week than what I usually spend. I didn't go as crazy buying multiples. Only one I bought multiples of, I think, was Thor #4, the new Bounty Hunters, and the second printings of the Batman with the Punchline. So that's the only ones I bought multiples of. So I didn't go crazy this week speculating too hard on any new comics, any #1s. I didn't go extremely hard this week. I kind of went more conservative and kept the budget within reason. So I'm actually going to do something this week that I haven't done before. People have asked me, let's say for the following week, what are 2 comics that I would recommend picking up? So we're going to do that. So next week, March 18th, 2020, what are 2 comics that I plan on picking up no matter what that I would recommend you, the viewer, picking up? So #1 is coming out next week. It's probably going to be one of the hottest books of the week. Is going to be the new Spider-Woman #1, which is the premiere issue of the 7th Spider-Woman series. And it is the first appearance of the daughter of Odo Vermis. So this is going to have probably a lot of different covers to it. It's going to have probably some 1 in 10, 125, might even have like a 1 in 100 variant covers. So with Spider-Woman probably going into the MCU here eventually, it won't be bad to pick up a couple different covers of Spider-Woman #1 coming out next Wednesday. So that is my #1 book I'll pick up multiples of no matter what. And next week, another comic that won't be bound to pick up no matter what is the Fantastic Four #20. Why you ask this? The reason why is because it is going to be the first appearance of an Elder of the Universe. So it's a Fantastic Four, it's a first appearance. No matter what, that won't be a bad comic to pick up, at least 1 copy of it. So those are 2 next week that I would recommend picking up if you kind of want to speculate on comics that are kind of like, a win-win no matter what due to the content, the characters, and possible or first appearances in the comics. Those are 2 that I'd pick up no matter what, in my personal opinion. If you're a collector, you're a reader, you're a speculator, however you collect is how you collect. There is nothing wrong with how you collect. Just because you collect differently for somebody else doesn't mean you're wrong and they're right. It means you collect the way you collect. If you collect for value, you collect for value. You collect to read, you collect to read. No matter how you collect how you collect and how it makes you happy. So I'll see you next week with another new comic book day pickup.
Perfect.